if I press the unlock button, see, it doesn't come out. There you go, there's your actuator. And the first thing I've noticed, this is not a genuine Range Rover actuator. Now, if I got this right, when I lock it, that mirror should fold in. Oh good, it's raining again. How do I live in this country? Unbelievable. So I've had this before with Range Rovers. I got the L322, which is the older one, like the Jeremy Clarkson one. I also had an L320 Sport. And what I've noticed is there's a commonality between Range Rover door locks. I've just bought this. So here, this is where you're supposed to push it in, and if you have a listen, okay, so it locked the doors, all good, yeah? Now likewise, if I press the unlock button, that should pop out. Let's have a look. It tries to, but it doesn't. Oh, hang on, who's that? So when I lock the car, I'm getting that double beep. And normally that's down to a door not closed properly, could be the boot open, could be the bonnet open. I've checked all of that and everything's good. And what I 95% believe the problem is on the actuator. Now fortunately, I've taken these things apart and I know what's going on inside. There's a little tiny motor and they can kind of wear out. You might as well just either replace the motor if you know how to, or you can just buy another actuator. But this is what's happening. I press the unlock button. On occasion though, when I press it, it doesn't quite come out all the way. And if you look at the passenger side there, if I press the unlock button, see, it doesn't come out. I have to kind of pull it open myself. Press it again. It goes to move, but it doesn't quite come all the way out. Like that. Look at my setup. This is what I have to work in because of the weather. Feel free to subscribe, by the way. I don't go to this length just for fun. Right, let's get on with it, it's not raining. You know, I've always said this, once you've done it once the learning curve's out of the way, and I've done this on a Range Rover L320 Sport, and I had to take the window out, so I don't have to do that on the Evoque. So sorry about the noise. I've got a tarpaulin above me, it's pouring in rain, but that's my dedication. And if I can do it in this sort of weather by myself and I'm not in a garage, then in a warmer climate it should be a doddle. Oh, to live in a warmer climate. Right, let's get this lock off then. First of all, let's get the power off. So that's all your fixings, just 4 fixings removed. I haven't taken this off before, but whenever I do doors I like to start at the bottom and then just kind of give it a definite pull. You might find you're going to snap a couple of clips. There's a link below. The clips are really cheap to buy. Oh, this wind. There's one. And just work your way along. Once you've got one corner, you can kind of give it a bit of a pull and they tend to all then come, but just take your time. This top trim actually, there's two things. It can lift off with the rubber attached, or you can pull it away from you. Try not to deform the rubber though. Use your little tool, and I'll show you what it's like in a second when I get this off. There's one. So here you go, looking down, this is the trim. What I've done is, it sits this way, and these clips here, they kind of just spring in, so I've just kind of wedged them off that way, but I've also inadvertently lifted the whole thing off the runners, but that's okay, you can pop that back. Onto all the electrical connections. They're all colour coded, so you can't make a mistake which way round they go. The last one is a speaker. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, next, remove all these screws. They're the same torques as the two screws in the door handle. Well, I can tell this hasn't been off before because all the adhesive is still holding this back, which is a good sign. What I can feel though, on the back of the door, it's a bit wet. Maybe that seal's not quite good. Look, you can see water coming out of there. So I'm just going to push this door cable through, give myself a bit more wiggle room. This plug. There's another plug just in the back. So it's at this point I've realised they've sent me the wrong lock. Oh, unbelievable. The lock that I've got here obviously had two plugs, one in the front, and you saw me just unplug one at the back. And the new one I've got has only got one connection, so I'm going to have to send those back. So annoying. Which means I've got to put it all back together again. I was nearly there. Oh, and it's raining. You know what I mean? You can do me the honourable thing and subscribe. Join me on part 2 when I get the new one, the correct lock, and I fit it. Hopefully it'll be dry. Unbelievable. The state of this weather. The things I do for YouTube. Good news, my two actuators are here. It's a week later. I ordered the wrong one. It was the one without the extra plug here. I've got a keyless go entry on my Range Rover Evoque, so I need that extra plug for that to happen. Also, on one of these, which is this one, I believe this is the left one. See just there? There's a separate lever. Now that is your emergency key release, which should go on the passenger near side. So enough talk, and I've had a haircut. If that's how long it's been, let's get it on the car. And thankfully this time, it ain't raining. So learning curve's done. I've done it before, so I know it's going to be quicker this time. What was that, 3 minutes? Just give myself as much slack as I can. Just going to take these little clips off. Just gives me a bit of wiggle room, and I don't have to take this whole thing off. I can just leave it now. I just realised where these go. They're little square spaces, and they slot where the main two screws go for your handle, just in here. So they fall out, that's where they go. Now I've seen these clips on another Range Rover. Just be careful you don't muck up the plastic here, because if you break it, it needs to be nice and rigid for it to work with the locks. So the way these little clips work, you have to sort of, this white bit at the back, you kind of pull it slightly out and then pull the white this way, like that. And those are the little tabs that then click into place. I've got another plug on mine because I've got the keyless entry. If you haven't got the keyless entry, then you're just obviously going to have one electrical plug. So here's the other one. So undo that. Like that. And now all I've got is one more connection to the door, which is mechanical. Same idea with the white plug. You need to kind of lift off the yellow. Push these little tabs slightly. They lock in. At the same, lift it and unlock it at the same time. There you go. There's your actuator. And the first thing I've noticed, have a look at this. This is not a genuine Range Rover actuator. These things are useless. I've had them in Range Rover L322s, Range Rover L320s, and now the Evoque. They obviously, for manufacturing, use the same components across various models. And it makes sense, because that's what manufacturing is. You're looking at saving costs. And as a manufacturing engineer in my former life, that's something I know very much about. But this is not genuine. They say it's made in Germany, but that's not a genuine part. It would have Range Rover or BMW written on that. Right, new one, old one, looking pretty good. Yeah, that looks all nice to me. Now, a couple of things. If you're going to put this back, pay attention to this little spring. It only just sits in there and no more, and that can fall out. And I've had problems where I've found it on the floor after I put everything back together again, so just make sure that's there. Also, if you have a look here, this piece of metal, this often bends. Now I try to bend that in situ on the car because it starts to form a gap between the white and the metal. And if you look at this old one here, you can see how much I've bent that in to try and compensate. If you look at the amount of gap between here and here, and look at the amount of gap between here and here, it's quite significant. So I tried to get this to work by bending that in there, but it didn't really do it successfully. So never mind, got a new one, let's get it fitted. So let's start off with this yellow plug. That was the last thing I took off, so it's the first thing I put on. This little metal hook here goes in first. It can only go in one way, and then as you rotate it, it locks in like that. There we go. As it turns, it's now locked. It's easier to put these clips back than it is to remove. So they just click into place. Right. Okay, that looks good. Make sure that's clipped in place. It's not going to come out. Good. Right. Electrical plug. Let's get that on. I can see why somebody would move this metal bar out of the way, but it is just about doable without having to do that. It's up to you. Right, there's the plug. Good, that's in there. Right, make sure that spring doesn't come out. So this one here goes to the door. Let's put the metal bit in first. And then twist it round like that. And then clip in the white. Like so. It's easy. Last thing to do is this plug. Get that plug on. Sorted. Right. Screw it to the door, and then I'm going to give it a little test and see. So this is where those little spaces go, and they're designed to wiggle and move to give yourself a little bit of tolerance when you put those two, because these are the main area you're going to pull, so they've got to be nice and strong. Right, let's get this back up. Make sure you push your lever through. so. Good. Lovely. Okay, good. Right, let's push these clips back on there, on there. Right, all we've got to do now is put the door card back on. Happy days. Blue one on the bottom, green one further up. Right, importantly, make sure you get this barrel in the little slot, and then the yellow, you have to give it a little bit of pull and it locks in. Like so. Put this last green one on. Oh, there's one there. And there's a little black. Push the top in, give it a little hit. Likewise, make sure they're all lined up. All done, all done. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Right, moment of truth. Right, first of all, let's see if the door closes okay. So far so good. Okay. Now, if I got this right, when I lock it, that mirror should fold in.
Baby, I'm a gangster too.
Ta-da! Right, I'm going to trick the lock now. I'm going to see what this looks like. So let's lock it as if the door's closed. Now, that should go in nice and easy because it wasn't doing it before. Yeah! And again, it should pop out nice and easy. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Let's make sure that the touchless works. Lovely. So that's that important cable here, which I ordered the wrong one last week when it was pouring rain. At least it's dry today. So that's one side done. I bought two. I bought the left-hand side. I'm going to get that done as well. Might as well. All right, one down, one to go.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move on.